All right, we're good to go.
Okay. So, are we just starting with the first question then?
Yeah, let's go ahead and pull up the quiz. The link did not work this week for the quiz questions, so I went in and started looking through them already. But
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the one week when I actually tried to look at the questions ahead of time, it didn't work. So
yeah,
you're like, I'm gonna be productive. Nope.
Yeah, I ended up going in and just opening it up. Since you can save and exit, I went ahead and did it that way.
And it's not timed, so
Yep.
that's nice too.
All right, so let's go ahead and start with question 1.
Please stop. I don't want to play with you. Pull up my...
Labor productivity. Molly, go ahead and... Stop throwing the damn ball, please.
I'm not sure on this one.
I feel like it would be labor productivity or hours per worker.
I was thinking labor productivity or increase in labor force, but I don't know.
Yeah, see, I was thinking labor productivity.
Well, it seems like we're all kind of thinking that one.
It says in the book, labor productivity in business sector grew by an average of only 1.5% yearly over the 1973 to 1995 period, but productivity growth averaged 2.4 between 1995 and 2012. So labor productivity?
Yeah.
Because it says except in 1973 through 1995.
Yeah.
So I think it did that on purpose.
So increase in labor productivity, that's what we're going with?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I had, so.
Do I need to start counting? Then lay there and be quiet.
I would say technological advance.
That's what I put.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought on that one.
I'll agree with that.
Some of these questions were really tough as I was going through it. I was like, they word them so weird, and there's so many different options that seem like they could be right. On this one, I put number 3, innovative digital gadgets for consumers, because it says except. So innovative product techniques, new managerial methods, and new forms of business organizations. It says that directly in the book.
Right. At first,
So the third one?
Yeah.
That's what I put, yeah.
That's the one I was going to say, so... For a different reason than, I mean, you use the book, so I'll trust you.
Yeah, that one, because that one, there was one of those that threw me off a little bit, but so I went to the book and I found that that's what it says in the book.
Is it the last one for number 4?
That's what I put.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I was thinking 3 or 4 on that one.
Yeah, that one I had a struggle with, so I actually Googled human capital and found that it talks about education, training, and things like that, so.
Okay. this the first one?
Natural resources increased.
So that was, let me see. So that is a increases in quality and quantity of natural resources. That's a supply factor, not a demand factor. And then
Is it the
improvements in technology is a supply factor, not a demand factor.
Okay, I'm gonna have to study those apparently.
And then an increase in economies, capital stock is also a supply factor, not a
So-
demand factor.
An increase
So
in total
it's-
spending?
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
demand factor.
I was way off. Okay.
And that's one of those that threw me. I definitely had to go back and look at that one.
You need to lay down.
Is this the third one?
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I put.
There.
Yeah.
Wasn't it debasement of the environment?
That
That was one of
actually,
them.
that actually
Or-
was one of them. So it's number 4, stress-free lifestyle.
Oh, I was thinking leisure and then I did it again. Oh gosh. Okay. So, yeah.
Yeah, because that one, it's listed out just that way in the book too. So it talks about improved product quality, added leisure, and then
Right.
other. And the other talks about the decrease in the environment. So
Okay. And that was one of the questions on the prep stuff too.
I haven't done a whole lot of looking at that yet. I'm probably going to do that tomorrow, but
Is number 8 the first one?
The following except.
so number 8, I
Oh,
put
it's
number
like-
3.
Number 3.
Yeah,
Growth promoting institutional structures include the following except. I
because
would choose
patent.
between 3 and 4, but I don't know.
Yeah, so in the book, let me see if I can pull up. Where is the book? Let me see where that was in the. So it talks about. Where was that one? Yeah, because I did go to the book for that one too. It's under. Where was that? Under modern economic growth, I think.
Well, on one of the questions for the homework, it said identify 6 major factors that contributed to U.S. economic growth according to empirical studies. I put strong property rights, patents, and copyrights, which is on there.
Yeah.
Efficient financial institutions, which is on there. Literacy and widespread education, free trade, a competitive market system. So it would make sense that stable political system incorporates the free trade and competitive market system, I guess.
Yeah. So free trade, and then it does say, where was it? Up here, or is it down below? It talks about. I'm not seeing it here. Yeah, I don't remember where it said that, but it did talk about political system, and then a competitive market system. Um, so it doesn't, like, international trade and all that is part of um, growth promoting. So for me, I put protection of domestic firms from foreign rivals. That's what I ended up putting.
I could go with that.
Yeah.
And then this one is on that same page. So it's under modern economic growth in the textbook. It lists out all of the bulleted points. And under efficient financial institutions, it says these are needed to channel savings generated by households toward the businesses, entrepreneurs, and investors that do most of society's investing and inventing.
Okay, so it's saving and investment.
Yeah, that's what I put because of what I saw in the book.
Right, that makes sense.
And this one, I couldn't find it in the book again, but I remembered reading that it talked about the differences or the reasons. So I remembered it talking about everything but the last one, differences in the communication.
Yeah.
So that's what I put.
Okay.
Yeah, same. I remember the other three.
Mm-hmm.
The first two sound most familiar, and the third. Let's see if there's something I read.
All right, so we're on question 11, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it the third one?
That's
Yeah.
what I put.
That's what I was thinking was the third one. It actually sounds like the least argumentative one.
This one is number 4, and I looked this one up in the book. Yeah, let me see if I can find.
Oh wait, it is not correctly, so it has affected the average lifespan. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, it said, I don't remember where it said it in the book, but it said that the lifespan has basically doubled.
Yeah.
You're in my video.
And then this one was, I put Social Security. And this one.
Lay down.
Yeah, so it talks about this in the last word under is growth desirable and sustainable?
I would think it was one of the last two.
It says the
What
pound
question are we on?
11 or
14?
13.
Oh, I'm a question ahead. How did that happen?
I thought we were on 14 too.
Oh, okay. So we skipped over social. Okay, so everybody agreed on
Well, you said
Social
Social
Security.
Security, so I just marked it and moved on.
Okay. Yeah,
And
so if you're
my
curious about
reading
where I got
was-
that from, it's last word on that last page is where
Okay.
it talks about the baby boom, just so you guys can look there if you need more information on that. And this one, I put number 1.
Number 1.
And I'm trying to remember what page I found that. This is where it's the same page where it talks about the movement towards democracy and abolishment of feudalism, and that's why on the other one I said the stabilization of government. Okay, so here it is. It says in the textbook, it says, what is more modern economic growth has vastly affected cultural, social, and political arrangements. Culturally, the vast increase in wealth and living standards have allowed ordinary people for the first time in history to have significant time for leisure activities and for arts. Socially, countries experiencing modern economic growth have abolished feudalism, instituted universal public education, and largely eliminated antisocial norms and legal restrictions against women and minorities doing certain jobs or holding certain positions. And then politically, countries experiencing modern economic growth have tended to move toward democracy, a form of government that was extremely rare before the Industrial Revolution.
I'm convinced.
Sounds good.
Oh, I hate graphs.
I know. Every time I
get
see one, I
so
just
confused.
Okay, so
This is the thing that killed me in Econ 150 was the graphs.
Yeah, I agree. This one isn't too difficult though, because this is your product possibility curve.
Yeah, I like those better.
Production possibility curve. So, if you're if you're experiencing economic growth, you're going to move outward.
From C to D, yeah.
Yes. So it would be you would move from A, B to C, D.
Yeah, I could have gotten that one. That one was easy.
Yeah. We're not into difficult graphs yet, thank goodness, because those were kind of my downfall too.
I'm thinking demand and efficiency factors, or labor inputs and labor productivity.
I was thinking labor inputs.
I put labor because usually if you're within your production possibility curve, it means that you are not fully using or not fully employing your resources. So technically that's in times of unemployment and things like that you lie within your possibility. So that's why I put labor and input, or
no,
labor
it makes
and
sense.
productivity.
That's where I was looking at efficiency, was just that you are not being efficient. But I think I read it wrong. Misunderstood what that one was saying.
And this one, again, I had to go to the book.
Yeah.
And this one was population growth.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Because they were saying that population growth has begun to die down in the United States. And it started at that time, but everything else was there, so that's why.
For number 18, the third one?
Yeah, that's
Yep.
what
I think that was the easiest question.
I put 4 on this one.
That's what I was.
Yeah, I was leaning toward that.
But with more productivity, doesn't it increase your quality of life, kind of? Isn't that what the book talked about?
But this is talking about the anti-growth, those that are anti-growth. So let me see if I can pull that one up.
I don't know. That's what threw me, was because I thought I remembered the book talking about that.
Hold on. Yeah, anti-growth sentiment also says that while growth may permit us to make a better living, it does not give us the good life. We may be producing more and enjoying it less.
Got it. That makes sense.
Is 20 the increased opportunity cost?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we submitting it?
Sure.
I feel like we went through that really fast. Wait, I missed question 19. How did I do that?
90%.
What was 19? The quality of life? Is that what we decided?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know why that didn't work.
I missed number 7.
What was 7?
The following.
Oh, that's really weird because the book specifically said.
Huh. I don't know.
Yeah, because the book specifically said. Let me go back because I remember reading that in the book. Trying to remember where specifically I read that in the book.
We also missed 16.
Really?
Yeah, it was demand and efficiency factors.
Oh.
But I don't understand 7 still. Did you find it yet in the book?
Okay, so that was. I'm still trying to find where it, because it listed and I'm out like bullet pointed them. Yeah, so here it said improved products and services, added leisure.
Go medium.
And it says other impacts. These measures of growth do not account for the effects growth may have on the environment.
Maybe the question. Well, what was the thing before the bullet points? What were they bullet pointing? If that makes sense.
It says what has been the U.S. growth rate, real GDP, but
Because the question asks, and maybe this is why, was because we did pay attention to the real GDP growth rate understate the growth. Oh dear, I have switched questions. The growth of economic well-being.
Yeah, and it says here improvements in services do not fully account for improvement in production and services. They understate the growth of economic well-being.
So that was improved product. Wait, which one was that?
Yeah, improved products and services. Oh, well, overstate. Okay, that's where I read it wrong. So it says here, other impacts. These measures of growth do not account for effects of growth may have on the environment and quality of life. If growth debases the physical environment, excessively warms the planet, and creates a stressful work environment, the bare growth numbers will overstate instead of understate. So I misread that one.
Okay.
We don't have too many terms for the magnificent, which is good.
What I did last week, and I found it was easier, was I went page by page because they're kind of grouped in order.
Oh, that makes
Like, it's easier to group them because that's kind of how the book flows. And then at the end, I went through the list and made sure I had every single one. And
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
it made it easier for me. I don't know. Rather than me having to, I mean, because all of the vocab words are highlighted or
Yeah.
underlined or whatever.
The test on Connect, it says it's due the 8th, but I swore I saw in an email that it was due on the 6th. Is it due on the 8th or the 6th?
I thought it was the Saturday. So
I
that
don't
should
even
be
know
the
what
6th. The 6th is Saturday.
Because on Connect, when you go to the exam, it says February 8th.
Oh, really? That's weird.
And I
At least
did.
on mine.
Yeah. I remember reading, I think on iLearn it does say that it's due the 8th as well.
Huh. Cool, more time to procrastinate.
I know, really.
It's
Let me just double check and make sure.
actually good, because I was really worried about Saturdays are like my craziest, busiest day. So I was like, that will be terrible.
The 8th is Monday.
Let me double check online and see what it says. Because I thought it said the 8th there, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it says. Oh, never mind. That was something else. It says exam 1 due February 8th at 11:59 p.m. And that's on iLearn.
That's Monday, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's weird for a test we do on Monday at night.
I wonder if that was a mistake or something.
Well, they changed all the due dates in iLearn 3.0 from Saturday to Monday at 8. So I wonder if they just moved it to 11:59 since it was a test.
Yeah.
So you had till the end of the day. That's my guess.
So I think this one really, the center word for it all is economic growth.
Right, that's what I put. And then I did real GDP off of that per capita. Off of that. And then I was kind of stuck. Would rule of 70 come off of real GDP per capita or just off of economic growth? Because it says real GDP, but it doesn't say per capita. So I didn't.
So the rule of 70 is the doubling.
Right.
So
So it'd probably just go off of economic growth then.
yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay. Okay. Next page. Modern economic growth.
That just branch off of economic growth.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I would say.
Spell economic growth.
Then off of that, I would put the leader countries and follower countries.
Off of modern economic growth?
Yeah, because modern is.
Yeah, I would agree with that because modern is within, since, Well, I mean, technically it's
1973 or whatever the date was. I feel like we didn't start having leader countries and follower countries until modern economic growth.
Yeah, they're talking about like the 1820s is when that all started. So yeah, that would be, and that's what they consider the modern times.
No, let's go back down.
Supply factors.
Next page. Supply factors. Okay,
Would that just go off
this
of
is
economic growth?
determinants of growth, so I just think it'd go off of economic growth.
Yeah. Also, demand factor and efficiency
And
factor.
efficiency, yeah. I'd say all of those. Would we link those, though? I think they go together.
Okay.
So I'm just going to make them all go off of economic growth, but then link them. One of the things he said in mine was that he wanted to show more connections. Wanted me to show more connections. So. I always feel like I'm going to spell efficiency wrong every single time.
Labor productivity.
That was...
Is the demand?
That's supply factors, right? Because it says, although demand and efficiency factors are important discussions of economic growth, focus primarily on supply factors. Society can agree, and then it talks about labor productivity.
So put that off supply factors.
That's what I would do. I don't know. Yeah. Nations, you have GDP and EU depends on the input of labor. Useful framework for this.
Yeah, I would say that.
Concentrates on the input of labor and provides a useful framework for discussing the role of supply factors and growth. So yeah, that's where I would put it.
I think it kind of ties to efficiency factors, though, because it's talking about technological advances, education and training.
I'll connect that to that also.
Yeah, so I would say maybe you could draw a line that connects efficiency factor and labor productivity as well.
The next one is labor force participation rate. Probably just off of labor productivity, yeah. I would say.
Yep.
Which one off the labor productivity?
Labor force participation rate.
And then growth accounting, I think, would probably just come off of economic growth.
And you could connect it to labor productivity as well, I think. Because it says right after growth accounting, this system groups these elements into two main categories: increases in hours of work and increases in labor productivity.
So maybe we do that under labor productivity then. Or no? No, it would link to labor productivity.
Yeah, so still go off of economic growth, but you can you can link it to it, like you said.
Yeah. And then infrastructure.
Would that be? Does it tie into demand factors? I'm just guessing. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just throwing stuff out there.
Yeah, because it's infrastructure basically is the interconnected network of large-scale capital goods needed to operate technologically advanced economies.
I wonder if it'd go under growth accounting since that's the section it was in.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And then human capital as well. Okay, economies of scale is the next one. Reductions in per unit production costs that result from increases in output. So,
Economies of scale. Technically, that kind of could tie to like leader countries, but
isn't this the same thing as like supply and demand that we studied like a few chapters ago when it was like if you have a lot of something, then your price will decrease?
it's
Because your
similar.
supply.
It's similar. So what it's saying is, like think of it as a company like Walmart. Walmart has a lot more production. Like they sell a lot more goods. They have a lot more. So therefore, because of their buying power, they can bring prices down because they're producing so much and buying so much. Their prices are lower than everybody else. Does that make sense? Where smaller firms that don't
Yeah.
buy as much or produce as much have higher costs associated with building those. So the more you can produce and the bigger you are, the cheaper you can produce those items for.
So I wonder if you could do economies of scale off of supply factors.
Yeah.
Information technology.
That one,
You could probably
like,
do it off of modern economic growth.
yeah, that's kind of where I was thinking because that's information technology is what they said kind of makes leader countries, and follower countries is that information technology.
Would startup firms be under modern economic growth also?
I feel like we could branch that off of information technology.
Oh, yeah.
Because it says hundreds of new startup firms advance various aspects of the new information technology.
Yeah, I agree.
And then off of that, we can do increasing returns.
Off of startup firms, put increasing returns.
Yeah.
And then is network effects the next one?
Hold on, I'm still writing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then learning by doing.
And network effects, basically that one is saying that the more people you have using the product, the like the more worth it is. So the more people that have cell phones, the more use cell phones are, or the more people that are using Skype, the more useful Skype is, because you can't contact people that aren't using Skype. So I think that one kind of goes off of information technology, but it could also come off of startup.
Could it also come off demand factor? I mean, not saying that we're putting there, but does it have any correlation to it, do you think? Because if people are demanding things, they're wanting the same thing. I don't know. That's where my brain
went. In
went.
this one, demand factor is a little bit different. So demand factor is basically saying the requirements that aggregate demand increase as fast as potential output if economic growth is to proceed as quickly as possible.
Okay.
So I would say it fits more under your like information technology or modern economic growth. It could even fit under that. But I would say probably more information technology.
Let's just link it to both.
Okay.
I'm running out of space.
I know, I made the mistake of making that my upper page, and now I'm running into the top of the page. What about learning by doing? You could do startup firms, because it talks about firms that produce new products.
Yeah, I would say that's more of a new or a startup firm thing, because that's like as you learn or as you jump into it and start doing it, you learn more and you're able to make it more efficient the more you do it. So I would say startup firm's a good place for that.
Okay. I don't see any on the next page. So now we're at the ending, so let's check and make sure we got all of them. Human capital, do we have that one?
Yes, that one is under
Oh, I see it. Growth accounting.
Growth accounting.
Yeah. Okay, we have all of them then.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right, so I will go ahead and post our link again, like I did, like I've been doing. So I'll go ahead and post that, and we'll be good.
Hey.
Perfect.
All right,
Thanks.
and Justin, you were saying that 8 o'clock works best for you?
It does. We've got 5 kids. We're trying to put them in bed right around 7. So 7:30, 8 o'clock works better.
Okay.
So what time do you guys want to try to make more regular? 7:30, 8 o'clock? What works best?
For me, 7:30 would probably be better, because that's 8:30 here, and I don't know. I don't want to do
Okay,
it.
we can do 7:30.
Does that work for you, Jenny?
Yeah.
All right, so let's
I don't
plan
do
on
anything. So.
let's plan on 7:30 unless something else comes up, and then we'll just email everybody and let them know what's going on. But 7:30 will be our regular time.
Okay. Cool.
Sounds good.
Alrighty.
All right, you guys have a good night.
Good luck on
You
the
too.
test.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of
Bye.
you. Bye.